All right, guys, so here's the situation. We have exactly 2 weeks left to finish Rum Runner and drive it over 2,500 miles round trip to complete the Dragon Drive. And as you can see, the car is nowhere near finished. But we were working hard late nights, every single night. We're hurting, feet hurt, my arm's busted up. We got metal like in our hands. It's been crazy. Olivia is working on the wiring today. And then I'll be working on getting this engine running because we have a full exhaust system underneath here. It's fully aluminum from Harm Racing, and I can't wait to hear it. So we got to get this thing all wired up, get these beautiful gauges installed, which we'll show you in a little bit. Yeah. And hopefully make some noise by the end of this video. So let's get this car up in the air. We're going to show you the exhaust system first. Set it down on the locks. Okay, let's check this out. So we got the headers completely done, and Dakota helped me TIG weld all that, so that was nice. And then he was also nice enough to come over here and give us a hand with all the TIG welding on the exhaust. Let's come over here and take a look at it before I explain how we got this exhaust system. Really cool.
It is so pretty.
3.5 inches, fully aluminum, oval mufflers for extra ground clearance. And yeah, they're fully aluminum as well. Out back, we got the thin wall aluminum, really light here. And then up front, from here forward is like the more heavy duty wall aluminum. So it's stronger. This is like his Dragon Drive series of exhaust system. So I actually reached out to him after I saw a video on YouTube of a car with aluminum exhaust. And I was like, whoa, that's got to save a lot of weight. It also sounded really wicked, so I was like, oh, this would sound really cool on a Mopar. I'm pretty sure this is gonna save us like 60 pounds of weight because we would have had to do mild still, and that would have been really heavy.
Yeah, so Danny said he wanted to do the 3.5 inch exhaust for less restriction, of course. We are running a 512 big block, and so we knew how heavy that was gonna be all said and done with mufflers and everything because, I mean, we are trying to keep it somewhat quiet for the road trip. So that's ultimately when he was toying around with the idea of aluminum and then found Harm on Facebook, was it? Or no, it was on YouTube, and then you contacted him through Facebook.
Yeah. Starting from the front, we got V-band clamps that we welded. They supplied us with stainless steel V-bands for this header side and then an aluminum V-band for this side. So they get clamped together there, and then all of these pieces he sent us, you know, pretty close to what we needed for the car. I sent him pictures of the car, measurements, and he sent us all these pieces, and they came out really nice. We had to cut a few of them, but you know, got them all welded in here, and it turned out pretty good. Now over here towards the back, we got another V-band right after the muffler, because if we decide to, we also got these turn downs.
Oh yeah.
That can bolt right onto there, or just with the V-band, and we won't have to run the tailpipes. But the reason we got the tailpipes on here is because we're going to drive very far, and I don't know how loud it's going to be if we were to just run these. So we got the tailpipes that should keep the sound down quite a bit. We haven't started it yet, and we're really excited to hear it.
So it was cool. It was a pretty easy process. You just like sent him the photos, and then he just sent you a little package of all these parts, and put it together.
Lou is his name?
Yeah, Lou.
Yeah, he has a small business where he builds these custom exhaust kits for people, and really nice. You know, he actually helps out. He hooked us up with a little bit of a discount on the exhaust system, which everything helps. And he was great at communicating, and the parts came fast.
Yeah, it shipped really quick because we were on a deadline, so that was nice.
Yeah, so thank you for that. We really appreciate it. But out further back here, let's just talk about this. We ended up going underneath the axle because there was just no way. There's no room up here to go over. So I think it looks kind of cool from behind the car.
Yeah, we had some people commenting, being like, oh, I can't believe you did under the axle. It looks awful. I'm just like, I don't even know what to tell you, because obviously if we could, we would route it over the axle, but we can't. So this is what we're doing. Yeah.
I mean, most of the time cruising around town, we'll probably just have these guys on here. It'll be extra loud.
Yeah, this is more for the road trip, so.
This is for the road trip. And what's cool is we can just unbolt this if we wanted to and use these up front here with these V-bands.
Yeah, and then just have pretty much headers. Yeah.
This is a pretty versatile unit.
Yeah. We can't wait to hear this thing because this is our first car in the fleet with aluminum exhaust. By the end of this video, we need this car running.
Making noise.
Yep. And okay, well, you want to show them some other stuff we've been working on before we
put the car down?
Yeah.
So we got the fuel tank fully mounted in the back. We got fuel lines ran all the way to the front. We're still waiting on a clamp for the filter. And this is also a filter with a shutoff valve. So this will be nice if we have any issues forward, we can just shut off the fuel and work on the car. So that's ran all the way up through here, all the way along the frame. We got it all tied up here. And then we got some heat shield around this part, all the way up to the mechanical fuel pump. So that's done.
Yep.
I installed a line lock and bent custom brake lines all the way to the back in the front. The brakes are working good. Also, we pulled the motor out again to install the pilot bearing and the throwout bearing.
Yeah.
So that's done. And we also have a working clutch now. So we got a clutch, got brakes,
Yep.
and we
got fuel lines.
Yeah. So this thing's pretty close to being running.
Yep. And then up front, which now the car is up, but you kind of saw it, we have our accessory drive, which, okay, in our opinion, we don't like it. It's not like fitting the look. It's a little too, what would you say, like modern or something?
Yeah, I don't like the shape of the brackets and all that, and it's kind of shiny, but it's whatever.
What it is. As long as it's functional, that's all we care about. So we got the accessory drive on, and then also, we didn't show them the battery.
Oh, we'll show you the battery once we bring the car down.
Okay.
But a little bit more about this drive assembly. I ended up putting a more universal style alternator on there, so I had to customize the brackets there to use a one-wire alternator versus the Mopar alternator, just because that Mopar one's harder to find, and if we're out somewhere, we want to be able to get parts easily for this. So got the one-wire there.
Like I mentioned earlier, I'm working away with this painless wiring harness. This is one of their universal styles for Mopar. So we're just kind of finding just the stuff we need to get it running. And then after we'll go through and do like headlights and horns and all that. But keeping it real simple, I just was labeling some stuff. It's a bare bones race car, but we ultimately went with painless just because I've run their stuff in the past and I just like how everything's labeled and the instructions are pretty, I guess you could say dumbed down, which is nice for somebody like me who doesn't really deal with this stuff. Other than that, it's just the Speed Hut gauges.
Yeah.
So can I show them that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's do it.
Cool. So we hit up our good friend Shannon over at Redline Gauge Works, and he told us you got to go with Speed Hut. They make really quality stuff. And what I didn't realize is that they do like basically all made to order like custom gauges. So check this out. We got our logo on the tack, and I think it's so cute. I freaking love it. And these things are really nice and also super lightweight, which is going to be great for us because today we're going to be building our aluminum dash for the car. So these will sit real nice. But we ultimately got the tack. So we'll put that down.
Yep.
We have our Speedo.
And this is GPS operated as well, which is really going to be nice. So we won't have to run any wires to the transmission. That's going to be really easy.
Yep, we have, now we can check our voltage, our water temp, our fuel level, and oil pressure all on this one.
Nice.
So that's another main one. And then we have, where is it? Oh yeah, fuel pressure, which is great because this will be good for like diagnosing if anything happens. It's like, at least we know what our fuel pressure is.
Yeah, if the engine starts running weird, well, as long as our fuel pressure is fine, we know to rule that out.
So
that's going to be helpful.
And then last one here is the AFR gauge because of course we are carbureted with our FST carb.
Yep.
And we're going to be traveling in some elevation and yeah, a lot of varying elevation, so this will be nice.
Yeah, if we have to change some jets out, we will.
Yep. So
Yeah.
those are the gauges.
One thing I wanted to point out here is I really like how these are going to be super easy to wire. So we'll just daisy chain these all together. So black is going to be our ground, the white is going to go to the lights, and then this red wire is the ignition switch. So if we just hook up all the reds together, these gauges will turn on as soon as we hit the ignition. And then they each have like individual sensors. For example, right here, the temp, you just find the where is it at?
Everything's
Oh, I already have it hooked up, actually. Duh. So I have this on the engine. So this one's going to the water pump. It's its own sensor that just plugs into here. And then as long as you have these 3 wires hooked up, it'll display that engine temperature. Same thing with the oil. And then the same thing with, it gets voltage from just battery power, but with a fuel level as well.
Yeah.
So super simple to wire these up. Also, they come with like this screw off little bezel here. So you just cut a big hole, stick it in there, and then clamp this. Yep.
And I'll say for like customizing these, they also have different like kind of chrome bezels. Like you could do like black or like shiny black, different looks. And then you can also choose your light. So we did like the classic kind of like creamish white yellow light that you would see in an old car, just to kind of keep it old.
Yeah.
I got to admit, this is both of our first set of Speed Hut gauges, and we were like blown away by the quality. So thank you so much to Speed Hut, first of all, for getting them done so quickly. I think their turnaround time is like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And like I said, everything's made to order.
Yeah. And if
then,
you order them through Shannon at Redline Gauge Works, he can put any custom logo on the center of your gauge. So whatever you want to put on there, the name of your car or whatever, right on the gauge.
Yeah, and if you order through him, you get a slight discount. So I'll keep that in the description for you guys if you need gauges for your cars. But what are we working on today?
Basically, I'm going to start making the dash out of that piece of aluminum right there.
Yeah, right there.
That's just a spare piece of aluminum I had in the corner of the shop, and we're gonna have to do what we can with that to make a dash. Ultimately, we're gonna make a more permanent dash for the car, but for this trip, we're just gonna put these gauges in that piece of aluminum and see what we can do to make a dash.
Just make it happen. So the theme of today's video is just making stuff happen. And
I know. It kind of is too bad that we're in a rush, because I don't like rushing certain things on the car, and this isn't something I really want to do, is make something temporary. Like, I'd rather just make the final one, but we just don't really have a choice at this point, and we're going to do the best that we can.
Before we get to work on installing those gauges, I just wanted to show you guys, I bought this little lightweight battery here for Danny's birthday. I knew he wanted something really small to put up front, so I found this thing. It's 21 pounds and it's really cute and tiny. So
Thank you, baby.
Of course. And so Danny made the hold down for it, and then now that that's in position, he was able to make the custom starter and ground cables.
Yep, I got these off a tractor a long time ago. They're pretty heavy duty. I kept them around for a few years, and finally I'm getting to use them. But I shortened them up, and then I got a really good ground on the side of the block there, and then from the back of the head to the body, you got a good ground there as well. This starter wire, we custom made it and clamped it really nice along the side of the block, goes straight to the starter. So we have maximum amperage getting to that little lightweight mini starter.
Yeah, no issues with it like contacting the headers now, because we were kind of worried about that. And then the only other thing kind of going on here is Danny finished up the fuel lines. He kind of he had to recut this one to get it to fit with the FST. We got our sensor here for the fuel pressure. We went with like some 40 micron filter before the carb, so as a little just in case. And then it was kind of nice because, like he mentioned earlier, he kind of did a custom bracket system here for this one wire alternator. And because we did it a particular way, we were able to clamp this to that bracket. So that was kind of nice.
Out good. Oh, and then also Olivia etched into this the belt numbers.
I'm so proud of that. But let's walk him to the back and show him what the exhaust looks like from behind.
Yeah. It looks pretty wild from the back.
It's such a killer view not having like a fuel tank underneath.
Yep. So keep in mind, guys, we don't have the hangars completely done yet, but this is what it's going to look like. So there it is from the back. It looks pretty crazy with the exhaust going below the axle. It's just so different looking. And yes, you know, it seems like it's a little bit low, but when you really look, it's not lower than the suspension, like the coils. The coilovers are lower than the exhaust, so I'm not worried about it hitting anything. Still plenty of clearance down there. So that's what it looks like.
We don't know what we're doing for tailpipes yet. We just kind of have it cut off at the back for now, and we're still playing with that idea. So this might not be the final view from the back, but it is what it is right now. It's good enough to run it.
Yeah. Dang, that looks so good. It's cool because you can see that Mosier end and you just see all the goodies.
Oh, I know. That's incredible.
That
it makes me want to like ditch my fuel tank in the Pontiac because I have the Mosier 12 volt and it's like, wow, what a view.
Oh, and then also we finished up this flip top. We got this all done, fully mounted. You want to open up? We got the tank 100% done. We got clamps on here, up into there. This thing's fully bolted down now. We put some sound deadener underneath it. We got our fuel line ran all the way through the floor. So that's getting close. Our fuel system's completely done. So anyways, enough yapping. Let's get to making that dash.
Let's do it.
Okay, so here's the piece of aluminum that I have. Unfortunately, it's not long enough to go all the way across the dash. So maybe we'll just use most of it over on the driver's side where we're going to put the gauges, or I can cut it and we can like make it wider by welding it.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. I mean, we have options. It's just a matter of like, what do we have time for? We can't.
Yeah. But first, where are we going to work on this at? Because it's pretty packed in here.
It is.
Maybe we move out Duke and then we can work over there on the floor or move a table over there.
Let's do it.
Let's do that. Oh, by the way, if anybody has an extra hubcap for a 56 Chevy, or if you're heading northbound on the 101, keep an eye out for Duke's hubcap because it came off.
He lost it on the way to the Ventura Nationals. Poor guy. I witnessed the whole thing.
Oh, can you open the door?
Yep.
Oh! Good boy.
Good boy. You need a hubcap just like that. All right, what's the plan?
So, obviously these got to go here. And there's not a ton of space between the column and this. So maybe we'll kind of recess these in a little bit. Here's the dash pad that we want to use.
Yep.
And this just has these little screws that go into here.
Those holes, yeah.
So what I'm thinking is if we put the aluminum in between this and drill holes for this to go through,
Yep.
it'll just get sandwiched here and then come down. That's just going to be the easiest way to go. So that piece is not long enough to go cut a piece all the way across. So I think we're gonna have to like weld it or make it into two pieces.
Section it, yeah. So this is what we're working with. Hilarious enough, this hole saw Danny has, and we like never use it, is the exact size of those speed height gauges.
Yeah.
That was wild.
Okay, let's get to cutting. Okay.
on.
Did it come out?
Should have, yeah. Wow.
Looks
That is, I mean, ultimately, this is not permanent, so I guess that's your saving grace.
See if it fits.
Boom. Whoa.
Okay.
I like it.
Looks good.
Oh, that's it.
All right. Does it look straight?
Yeah.
Okay. Where's the deburring tool? This will work.
Check out Danny's shirt, by the way.
Yeah, please buy one so I can get some new shoelaces. Seriously. We haven't bought anything for ourselves lately, just for the car.
Yeah, nothing.
So decided to put the speedo on the left and then RPM in the middle and all the engine stuff on the right.
Let's see. Ooh.
So the mile an hour is going to be kind of hard to see with, actually, no.
I mean, you didn't even want that initially.
This is good. This will work. I mean, at some point the steering wheel is going to be in the way of something, right?
Yeah, and also, like I said, this is just our first version.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Okay.
Hey, it's looking like something.
Yep. I'll do. Okay, so before I weld the real deal, I'm gonna just practice on this piece here. I gotta be honest with you, don't really know what I'm doing. But I saw Dakota do this the other day, it didn't look that hard. So.
Things.
All right, here we go. Oh boy. What do you think?
Holy heck, and this is why we practice.
Oh jeez, that's pretty bad.
That is awful. What the hell did you do?
I think this welder's settings are off or something. It's a little better, but
okay.
there's no. That might work.
I mean, it ain't pretty, but that'll hold. So you just have to stare at those welds the whole time for 2,500 miles. That's all.
So that's pretty good.
Let's see. Whoa.
This one right there. See that? That's
What'd you
not bad.
do?
But I don't know. As soon as I try to weld on that crack, it just does that. Let me try it again right here. I'm going to try to connect this to that.
Okay. Did you change the settings?
I just got a new piece of wire. I don't know. Yeah, that's way better. Look at that.
See?
Right
Oh, were you holding out?
I have no idea what was. I just got a different rod. That's all I did was just get a different rod.
Wow.
Okay, let's try it on another piece of metal, and if I could do it there, then I'll go for it.
Okay.
It's not bad.
I'm really impressed. You're a welder.
Hey, you either got it or you don't. I'm close, right here. All right, so here's my second attempt. It's not horrible, but I think I'm just gonna go for it. I realize that we could possibly ruin the whole thing, but we're gonna take that chance, see what happens. Oh!
How is it? All done?
Yeah,
All done.
what do you think? Don't look at, just look at this piece right there. Just right there, see that?
Yeah.
That's nice, huh?
That looks really good.
Okay, we're gonna grind all of this off, and we'll leave that right there.
Holy
We'll
heck.
yeah, don't worry about that. We're gonna get rid of that. We'll just grind that off. Those will stay. It's a little bit warped, but I think we could pound it out.
Okay. That's a dash right there.
There we go.
That's a 68 Charger dash.
Yeah. Okay, so we thrashed pretty hard last night till really late, and we got the dash all in there, wired up temporarily. You could see it.
Here it is in the natural lighting.
Yeah, so Olivia and I were talking about painting this back panel black or leaving it in the aluminum finish. What do you guys think? Let us know. Olivia seems to think that the aluminum looks better. I think I might like it better in the satin black. So
Yeah.
we still have a couple more things to add, like the headlight switch here and headlight switch and what else?
Oh, we have
The
some
wiper.
like in the
Wiper
cigarette lighter stuff.
Yeah, cigarette lighter over there, some USB ports. Let's turn the key so you can see them all light up. Ready?
Yeah.
There it is. It's pretty cool how they cycle like that.
Yeah. So there's a little closer look. I love the tack so much.
And then here's our line lock. Off,
yeah, over there.
on. So yeah, just pretty simple. And we got everything, the sensors all ran to their locations, and we got the engine wired up, the starter wired up. So I think we're ready to make some noise. Olivia and I are pretty nervous right now. We've worked really hard on this, a lot of late nights. And if it doesn't go well with like the engine to transmission, like the clutch and all that, or something goes wrong here, this could really be like make it or break it for the event for us. So a lot riding on this.
Yeah.
But we got to get it done.
I'm afraid right now, but
Yeah, we just want to start it up first. So before we continue on with everything, we want to make sure that the drivetrain is like happy.
yeah.
So it's time to pull it out and let's start it up. Yeah, we got 5 gallons of 91 octane we're gonna throw in the tank right now. We got all our fuel lines tightened up. Our electrical connections are where they need to go. I think we're ready.
Quadruple checked everything, but in the off chance that anything happens, we always have cutters ready, pliers, gloves, just to disconnect the battery.
Fire extinguisher.
Yeah, that's on hand.
Obviously we don't have a radiator, and the reason for
Yeah.
that is I want to kind of flush the block out a little bit more. I noticed that there was still a little bit of dirty water in there I want to kind of get out before we hook up the Delta PAG radiator. That thing's really nice, and I want that cooling system to be clean. All right, well, let's push it outside, put some fuel in it.
All right.
All right, Rum Runner, you got this, buddy.
Oh, we should steer it.
Here, I'll steer it.
We need to have a little chat with him, huh?
Better act right, or he's going off the cliff.
So you could
Oh yeah, let's
technically,
test the
like-
brakes.
Here, I'm holding it.
Hold it. All right, push me back. Oh yeah,
You got brakes.
that works good.
Shoot, this car has more brakes than my 56.
Yeah, okay, let's make sure the clutch is working too.
Okay, wait. Do you want me to push?
So I'm gonna put it in gear and then push me back.
Okay.
I'm gonna push the clutch in so I should be able to roll. I'm not
Yeah.
gonna let it out slow. Okay, that's good.
Okay.
Our clutch is working.
All right, here goes. First tank of gas through the OG filler to our 25-gallon fuel cell. Oh, this is sketch. Oh, shoot. It's like you done this before. Oh, it's leaking.
Is it really? Out of where?
Out of this, this connection right here. Shoot.
Where? I put a clamp on it
I know.
and I tightened it.
Shoot.
How?
Like right, it was like
Right
leaking
there?
right here. Look at all that.
What the heck? This clamp is tight. Out of here?
Yeah.
Let me see, maybe I could tighten it up even more.
Round 3.
Anything else leaking under the car?
I should check, huh? I don't see any leaks
Okay,
now.
check under the car.
Nothing here. Should I go to the front or
No,
no?
check this clamp again. Okay. Well, it just needed to be really tight. Are you ready?
Oh, I'm ready.
Here we go.
Make sure it's in neutral.
Okay.
I'm so scared.
Well, it's gonna have to crank a little bit because the fuel has to get up to the bowls. So I'm just gonna crank on it. It's not gonna start right away. And then let me know when you start seeing fuel in there.
Okay.
And then I'll give it a couple pumps.
Okay.
Ready?
Neutral check.
We're in neutral. Here we go. No fuel?
Not yet. I'm like also checking for leaks, you know? I want to make sure it's actually reaching it.
So we're not getting any fuel up to the front. I'm wondering if, because the car is slightly downhill, if it's kind of having a little bit of trouble just getting primed. Okay, we're not getting any fuel. We're just gonna crack this line here just to see if anything is coming up to this point. No.
Nothing.
I mean, we have such big fuel line going to the back. There's just a ton of air in it.
Yeah.
And it's mostly like this part of the shop is kind of downhill, so that doesn't help. So either we need to add a little bit more fuel or lift the car up in the back slightly or just keep cranking on it. Or we add some fuel into the carburetor so it'll fire up and spin faster to where it'll draw fuel from the back. Which one should we do?
Leave it up to you.
Or put air pressure in the tank. We got all kinds of options. So I'm just gonna pressurize the tank a little bit with air, and I loosen the line, the inlet line to the fuel pump on the front.
Yep.
I'm just gonna put a little air pressure. Tell me when it starts leaking.
Oh, it's leaking, it's leaking.
Huh?
It was leaking. Okay.
All right, there we go.
Oh, shoot. Okay.
Yeah, I'll tighten it up.
You got it?
Yeah. Okay. That'll do the trick. Okay. All right, so we got fuel up to the front now. I would normally be more concerned if we hadn't already ran this on the run stand. So this engine has had a lot of oil going through it already. So we're just gonna crank on it for just a little bit more.
Oh, we got fuel.
Got fuel?
I see fuel to the carburetor.
A lot of fuel going in?
Yeah.
Oh my God. We got oil pressure. We got oil pressure. Wow, that sounds rowdy. That sounds so good. Whoa. Oh my God. All right. Okay, we had oil pressure.
Oh, we got a serious leak. Oh boy. Oh, why is this screw not?
Oh, geez,
my...
I thought it was on fire or something.
No,
the way that
we got a
reacted.
We have a serious leak. Like it was like dumping.
Out of where?
This was not tight.
Was it loose?
I don't
How
know.
is it loose?
I don't know. It just wasn't tight.
But we didn't even take that off.
I don't know. Sorry, it was just pouring.
You scared me. What size is that? 5/16?
Yeah, 5/16. Oh.
Well, that was a little louder than I was expecting.
I have a private number calling me.
Oh, you answered.
Hello? Hi.
Do not hang up.
Oh yeah, we are. Wait, why does it say private number?
Is that Ashlyn?
Yeah.
Oh.
All right, guys, so we just addressed the fuel leak. No more leaks coming from the front. So I actually disconnected our microphones, and now we're gonna let you hear this aluminum exhaust without the mics because we think it just sounds so much better without them. Are you ready? Okay.
It wants to die. How does it sound back there?
Oh, it sounds so good.
It's a lot louder than I thought.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Geez, they're not going to be very stealthy, like pulling in places, huh?
Not really.
Going to be putting on a whole show.
But that sounds different for sure.
Sounds so good. I hope the like camera or mic is like picking this up properly for you guys, like in person. Wow, that is very different than you know, like stainless steel exhaust.
Okay, let's start it again. That sounds amazing. Wow. It's alive. Amazing. Check the oil pressure. Okay. Oil pressure is good. Maybe can you give it a little bit of throttle, just a little bit? Wow, crazy. Okay, I don't want to run it too much, but our coolant temperature is at 125 right now, which is good. We did it.
That sounds so tough, so mean. That's
Oh my gosh.
crazy. That pulling up somewhere is gonna be like rowdy.
Yeah. It's not necessarily loud, like punchy loud. It's just got a really deep tone to it.
That's what it's
It's not annoying.
It's not like, oh shit, that guy's pulling up. It's like I said, it's like really mean and tough.
Yeah, it's so deep. It's not annoying.
No.
It's
Not
just
at all.
really deep and beefy. Dang.
Good word, beefy.
Okay.
Oh my gosh, runner! Hopefully the first drive can go this smoothly.
All right, guys. Well, after this, we got to deal with all of this wiring right here. We got to, you know, still wire up a couple more gauges and get that all secure. Dakota is coming tomorrow to help with the cage. We'll get the cage in. And then after that, it's going to be like alignment, put the seats in. The glass guy's coming in a few days too to put the glass in. And then it's going to be test drive time. Then we could put the radiator in right here. And that's going to be super easy to wire up because the connections are just going to go straight to our battery here, like right on the side. It has this like little extra connection here on the battery, so it ground here, positive there, straight to the standalone radiator unit.
Yep.
And that's going to do its own thing.
Wow.
I'm so nervous still.
That is the best sounding exhaust ever. Like, of the whole fleet, by far, Rum Runner takes the cake. So huge thank you to Harm Racing Mufflers for setting us up. This is our first aluminum exhaust and not our last, I'll say that. So we're stoked. Rum Runner's alive now, and I just wanted to take this opportunity to thank a lot of our sponsors who have been involved with this build, some of them since day one when we got the car. So massive thank you to Mosier Engineering, QA1, Willwood, FST Carburetors, Holley and MSD, painless wiring, speed hut gauges, redline gauge works, tick performance for the T56, Delta PAG, and O'Reilly Auto Parts. And then honorable mentions go out to Dakota for all the fab work, West Coast Engine and Cylinder Head Supply for handling the machine work on the block, and also to one of our subscribers, Jimmy, for hooking us up with a ton of trim and like miscellaneous charger parts that we needed. So massive, massive thank you. And also thank you to all of you guys who watch the videos and support us. Now we have a ton of people watching, but we need more of you guys subscribed. So make sure, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, and also head over to Gnarly Speed Shop and support the build and get yourself a Rum Runner shirt. So that's gonna do it for this week. Rum Runner is running, and stay tuned because soon you'll be seeing us take Rum Runner out for its very first drive. So look forward to that.